welcome to A Baker's Passion. I'm Ray Madursky, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to take the chocolate genoise that we did in the last video and turn it into a really wonderful dessert called the Luxorange. Luxorange is actually an orange, a bitter orange to be exact, liqueur that's sold in France, but I've never seen it in this country. So since we can't really get the Luxorange as the French have it, what we'll do is we'll use Cointreau and we will use some orange zest to get a little bit more of a kick and get us a little bit closer to what the actual Luxorange tastes like. The Gateau is chocolate genoise, and we'll cut our genoise in half, and then we'll put a disc of almond meringue called japonaise. Japonaise is just simple meringue with some nuts, a little bit of cake flour in it, and it's up to you how far to bake it. I like to bake it so it's just crisp but not totally dried out. There's still a little tiny hint of chewiness in it, and it's a wonderful dessert. I can't tell you how much fun this dessert is, because we have the chocolate genoise, we have the syrup with the orange hint of perfume in it, then we have the meringue layer with the nuts in it, more chocolate, and then the whole thing's enrobed in this wonderful buttercream. And I'll be making the creme anglaise based buttercream with orange flavor in it, and then the whole top of the cake, and it's only the top, is covered in a round of almond paste. So if you're a fan of almond paste, this is definitely, and the combination of the different flavors, the different textures, really makes this one of the world's great desserts. I first had it, I think it was back in about 1980. There's a wonderful little pastry shop in Paris, not far from where I went to school at La Varenne. It was called Jean Millet, and we had a wonderful chef there who used to make this dessert and who did lots of teaching at the school while I was there. So this is one of my favorite ever desserts with chocolate, and rather than the dark rum that I like so much, it's chocolate and orange. So let's get started, and I hope you'll really try this one because it really is a special dessert. What we are going to need today will be a batch of simple syrup, which will be flavored with the Cointreau or Curacao, whatever you decide. You could even use triple sec. It's a good substitute here. We're then going to need one recipe of a 10-inch round chocolate genoise, one recipe a round 10-inch of the japonaise, and then we're going to need the buttercream, and then we'll assemble the cake and roll out the almond paste. I've warmed my eggs, egg yolks, and sugar over a water bath till it reached about 140 degrees. Now I will whip it on high speed until it comes down to room temperature. Now I'm going to add my pinch of salt. Okay, the egg foam for the genoise is now down to room temperature. So I lower the mixer to the lowest setting, and then we're going to add the pre-sifted flour. It's cake flour and cornstarch in one addition, and allow it to mix on this very low speed for about 30 seconds. Now I've taken the bowl off the mixer, and I'm going to finish folding in the flour by hand. So the proper technique for folding is to cut into the center of the bowl, bring the spatula up along the side. Do a quarter of a turn and repeat. And then just keep doing it until it looks as though everything has been incorporated and there's no dry flour anywhere. Now we'll take about a third or a fourth of the genoise batter, and we'll add it to the milk and chocolate mixture that also contains the butter. So that's here, and I've kept it warm so it's hot. So what we'll do is just take some of the batter, some of our egg foam with the flour and cornstarch, and we're just lightening up this mixture. And now we're going to add it back into the bowl with the main part of the batter. Now I think it's good to do this by pouring the batter right over the spatula. Okay. I'll get every last bit of that wonderful chocolate in there. And again, this is the butter. I use half and half. And then the chocolate with the coffee. It's the cocoa powder that's been dissolved in the hot coffee. Now once again, we're going to continue folding this to get a beautifully and pretty evenly dispersed genoise batter. Then we'll put it into the cake pan and get it into the oven, which has been preheated to 360 degrees, and we'll check it in 25 minutes. It'll probably take 30 or so minutes for this cake to completely bake. We'll check it in 25. And there's the batter. It looks pretty good. Here's my prepared cake pan. I'm just going to add that batter right into it. If there are any streaks, just run the spatula through them. Okay. Now what I suggest that you always do when making any of the egg foam cakes, whether it's genoise or biscuit, is to just lift the pan about 3 inches, let it drop just once, okay? Now into the oven. Well, now I'm going to cut the cake into just 2 layers. Then we'll place it on a cake cardboard. I like to cover them with aluminum foil. And then we'll assemble the Luxorange. Best way to do this is to use a serrated knife and just keep one hand on the top of the cake and use a sawing motion going all the way through, and voila. So best way to do this is to put a dab of your buttercream onto your cake cardboard. Lift the cake, remove the paper, place the layer directly onto the cardboard. Take your simple syrup, I've added the curacao, and really give it a generous dousing with the syrup. So that's what keeps genoise, biscuit, all of the egg foam cakes really nice and moist. There's so little butter that they really need this added little bit of enrichment. Some of the beautiful buttercream. Okay. The next piece that goes on is our meringue layer. Cover it with a light layer of orange marmalade. And just put your two layers together. Okay, and then we add some marmalade to the second side of the meringue. Then we do some more buttercream. So a nice, generous brushing. Okay, and the final dousing of the top of the cake with our syrup. Now I'm just going to place some grated chocolate around the sides of the cake. Here's the cake finished and on its serving platter. I've rolled my almond paste, and I actually have the almond paste sitting on the cardboard that I used as a template to cut it. To roll the almond paste, use your rolling pin, and you roll it with powdered sugar, and it's ready to place on top of the cake. The easiest way to do this is just slide the disc of almond paste right off of the cardboard disc onto the cake. Okay, so now I'm going to decorate the top disc of almond paste, and I'm going to use a cornet with melted chocolate to do it. And we can do something like and there we go. Well, that's the end of this demonstration. I hope you have found it helpful. And again, what we have done is taken the basic egg foam cake, made it into chocolate, and then we've created an amazing dessert with it, incorporating a couple of interesting techniques: the meringue with the almonds, the japonaise, and then the buttercream, and then actually working with a little bit of the almond paste. So for A Baker's Passion, I'm Ray Madursky. Thank you, and please like me when you go to YouTube and look at the videos. Thank you and have fun.